And good afternoon. It's your friendly neighborhood Tironan. And today we are looking at the Yak 15. We now have the gun upgrade, the final gun upgrade. So hopefully we can do some good with this thing finally. Now the Yak 15 is a very fast. You can hear while I kill this AM0. It's a low altitude, very turny fighter. Very quick, very fragile. And until now, its gun power has been so bad as to not warrant discussion. So we'll see what the new guns can do, see if this makes this a more survivable, worthwhile aircraft. Kept down to the altitudes that it's happy at. It's pretty good. You go up to about 5,000 feet before it really gets in trouble. After that, it tends to get very iffy. Furball type of fighter.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
And the firepower has improved significantly. It still doesn't mean that it's something you necessarily... Let's just put it this way. It's not the second coming of the J7W1. I think that's probably the fairest assessment I can give it. But it will get the job done. But what I'm doing here is the wrong way to approach this. The aircraft in front of me has a 23 millimeter in its tail. IL-20, extremely vicious aircraft. And what you want to do is minimize your time on it to that tail gun that you can. And the guy, we collided. I would say collided because he didn't intend to come up and hit me. He was avoiding an obstacle and I was above him. Had that been a J7, I would have J7W1, he would be dead. Well, he's not. So we're going to do what we can here. And right now I'm IL 250 hunting, and I'm hoping that I will be able to avoid the boom and zoomers long enough to do something good here. P51H, he has nothing on me at all. I'm turnier, I'm just as fast, he's got more altitude. Other than that, we're in good shape, but we're outnumbered. Badly outnumbered. Okay, so the lesson today, kids, is do not get into a 5-to-1 fight with fighters. I'm getting tired of being boom and zoomed.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
And that 250 is behind me and trying to close the gun range.
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy. Do you copy? Over.
Unfortunately for him, he hasn't got a whole lot of buddies around anymore. So, and that's the problem with another 250.
Way to go. Victory is close.
All right, took care of that fellow.
Large enemy force is attacking the command center.
They can go home to the base and think about it for a while. As you can tell, the firepower is not everything one would want. Got the engine restarted.
Them immediately.
And Spitfire 14 got up behind me. I would really like a dogfight with a Spitfire 14 one-on-one. Alright, so that's the aircraft. It becomes a decent dogfighter, provided you keep it at the altitude it needs to be. Again, you're going to have to pay a lot of attention with your radar. If you don't, then somebody's going to sneak up behind you. Had I been paying more attention to that radar, the 14 wouldn't have snuck up behind me, and we would have had the dogfight from hell, which in a Yak 15, I'm more than willing to do, even with the Spitfire. He has a little more altitude than the Yak 15, but not much. You enjoy some speed advantages in a Yak 15. That maneuverability should be just right at parity.
Attention all aircraft. Fall back and regroup.
Alright, so let's see what we did. Shot down 9, got killed 3 times. Yeah, that was some great flying, guys. Well, considering I was fighting solo most of the time, I guess that's pretty darn good, actually. And it also tells you how our fighters did, which was pretty bad. Got some decent experience out of it. Silver's not much to talk about. And that'll crack that up. Okay. Yeah, Yak 15 is not my favorite fighter because I don't like the altitude limitations on it. Until recently, I didn't like the guns on it much. With the full gun upgrade, it's gone from unacceptable to barely acceptable. And let's talk about that just a little bit. You're running 340, which is, as far as I'm concerned, tier 6, tier 7 type of guns. And that's all. Okay, so you look at its nearest competitor. You know, 650 still gives you another 50 damages per second. And they last longer, though shorted range. So, it's got its strengths, it's got its weaknesses. You know, get in a close combat with a P-51, the Yak will own it. P-51 does what it's supposed to do, boom and zoom. And you catch it slow, it won't catch up to you. All in all, pretty good. Alright, so why mess with this aircraft at all? Let's take a look at what we're working towards. On the upgrade lines, you're talking the Yak 19 is coming next. And you are still going to be looking at about 340. I would strongly suggest that you save your cannon armament. You can probably plug it right in. You're going to have to get your airframe upgrade. And then when you talk about speed, 534, which is going to put you on the lower end of tier 9. Closer you're crowding 600 miles per hour, the better off you're going to be, but there's a lot of aircraft at that speed. And the altitude performance is still pretty dismal. It's a big jump from the Yak 15. But I will tell you, when you start talking about a lot of aircraft are going to be higher altitude. I can almost guarantee it. And I don't even own a Tier 9 yet. All right, folks, that's going to wrap this one up for today. Remember to like the video, and please subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get. I thank you so much. You have a great day.